17 News, tracking coronavirus.
Everyone hoped we'd be past this by now, including me. But until more people get vaccinated, this is the reality we have to confront.
Anyone who does not attest or is not vaccinated will be required to mask no matter where they work.
I know that hearing these messages is alarming.
As I said from the beginning, a mask is not a political statement.
It's simple. Get a vaccine now.
Get vaccinated and mask up. That's coming from both the president and the governor tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Angela Taylor.
And I'm Rod Carter. We are tracking all of the new developments with vaccinations and mask requirements. So first, let's start with CBS 17's Gilad Malamed live for us tonight. And Gilad, despite the new guidance, the Johnston County School Board today voted to keep masks optional. Why is that?
Rod and Angela, that's right. Masks will be optional for all students and staff, regardless of vaccination status in Johnston County schools. The governor recommending but not requiring masks here in schools, leaving it up to the districts.
Motion carries 4-3.
Families showing support.
Parents need to make their own decision for their children's health.
And concern over the Johnston County School Board's decision to make masks optional. The district's chief academic officer says he's concerned no mask could potentially lead to many student and staff absences.
It could cause major absences, as Dr. King talked about. However, I would let the parents make that choice.
Johnston County Association of Educators President April Lee says she's disappointed with the board's decision.
I'm concerned about our students and their ability to learn when they're not going to be in the classroom, because clearly quarantines are going to happen.
Johnston County and most other counties in the state have a substantial or high risk of COVID transmission, according to the CDC. Erica Hall says she will be keeping her 8-year-old home and will send her vaccinated son with a mask.
He's going to be upset and worried probably every day that he goes to school now.
All this coming a few hours after Governor Cooper and DHHS recommended districts require masks for all students and staff.
Businesses know what to do. People know what to do. Schools know what to do when it comes to masks. And we're encouraging everybody to follow the CDC guidelines that's just been put out.
Other districts have meetings planned in the coming weeks to discuss masks. Both Harnett and Wake counties are meeting next week. Durham School says masks are required, but it'll meet again in a few weeks to review the policy. Live in Raleigh, Gilad Malamed, CBS 17 News.
Gilad, thank you. New at 11, we're still seeing clusters of COVID-19 pop up at schools. 8 students at Turner Creek Elementary School tested positive for COVID, and test results for 3 more students are still pending. The first cases were reported Tuesday, July 20th. The last days those students were in class range from July 15th, the first day of the year-round school, and to Friday the 23rd. Wake County schools post positive test results by school. You can look up your child's school. We put a link to this on our story on CBS17.com.
Now, with COVID-19 cases going up here in North Carolina and across the country, President Biden today announced new COVID protocols for federal workers. The administration says the more than 2 million civilian workers plus contractors will need to show proof of vaccination or face strict protocols such as regular COVID-19 testing. And he is pushing private companies to do the same thing.
So please, exercise responsible judgment. Get vaccinated for yourself, for the people you love, for your country.
The president is also directing the Department of Defense to look into how and when to add the COVID-19 vaccine to the list of required vaccinations for all members of the military as well. Several major companies, including Facebook and Google, are now requiring all U.S.-based employees to be vaccinated if they want to come back to the office. And like the president, Governor Cooper wants businesses in North Carolina to urge their workers to get vaccinated or face weekly testing. New at 11, CBS 17's Nick Sturdivant is digging deeper into what that would mean for these local business owners. Nick, what are they saying?
Well, Rod, I got a chance to talk to a couple of businesses after the governor's briefing this afternoon. I got mixed feelings about this. One, frustration, the other, acceptance.
A lot of eyes were on Governor Roy Cooper in the COVID task force Thursday afternoon.
So we kind of sat, we were ready for it, came into work early, prepared for it.
Mary Claire Barker, general manager of Mateo in Durham, watching closely too. During the briefing, Governor Cooper strongly encouraged businesses to make sure employees are vaccinated. If not, mask up and submit regular tests. Not exactly what Barker wanted to hear.
But nothing was even touched on for restaurants.
Is this frustrating?
It is. We were hoping for some sort of direction to us, for our guests, for everyone, just so we have some sort of feeling that they do care about us, that we're here, like we're still surviving.
Barker says all of her employees are vaccinated, and masks are optional for people who are vaccinated. The same boxes are checked off for Timothy McIntosh Jr. and the barbers here.
Here at the Renaissance Barbershop, we're all vaccinated, and but I think that one thing that gets missed is really trying to connect with what people are thinking. There's a wide range of why people don't want to get vaccinated.
McIntosh says he's at peace with the governor's decision. Although everyone is vaccinated, barbers have decided to continue wearing masks. Also, there are mask and hand sanitizer available once you walk in.
I think it's really just accepting people for where they are and not saying you don't believe what I believe, so you're wrong and something wrong with you. I think it's really, really trying to understand where people are and connecting with them where they are.
And you guys, Renaissance Barbershop in Durham, who you just heard from, says they will mandate masks for everyone if necessary. As for Mateo Restaurant, also in Durham, they say that if an employee gets sick, they do have to get tested for COVID-19. And in order for them to come back to work, they have to, of course, test negative. In Raleigh tonight, Nick Sodervant, CBS 17 News.
All right, Nick, thank you. Now, this is why it's so important to consider getting vaccinated or wearing a mask in public. The state is reporting 3,268 new COVID cases today. That's the highest number in 5 months. And we're now averaging more than 2,000 new cases every day. We haven't seen averages that high since March. Now, testing numbers are up 42% in Wake County compared to a few weeks ago and up 30% statewide. Experts say case increases and concerns with this Delta variant are behind it. Vaccinated people are advised to get tested if they have symptoms or if they were exposed. Wake County says they put more testing and vaccine sites at the same location so people can do both at once. They're seeing walk-up vaccinations increase, but not as much as testing.
We know that there is an increase and that the community is wanting that need. And so having the sites available for testing is a part of, our plan as public health.
She says the best way people can protect themselves is to get vaccinated. I know we keep saying it, but that's what they're encouraging you to do. Now, as we told you, federal and many state workers will be required to get weekly COVID tests if they're not vaccinated.
So we have a lot of questions about that, especially who is going to pay for all of those tests. New at 11, CBS 17's Amy Cutler digging deeper into that for us tonight. Amy, what were you able to find out about this?
Well, Rod, it is clear it will be the taxpayers footing the bill for all of this, but the price of it is still unclear. There's still a lot of moving parts, but as one economics professor put it to me, the cost of not doing anything is likely much higher.
The governor will soon require all state employees and cabinet agencies to show proof of vaccination or undergo regular COVID-19 testing. These are the employees under his purview. That's nearly 55,000 permanent employees and 4,000 temporary ones. The state tells me it's unclear how many have been vaccinated since they haven't kept track.
If people don't want to get the vaccine, then they should have to take extra measures to ensure that they are not endangering the people around them.
There is a cost associated with each one of these tests, and they vary widely. For those without insurance, Duke Health charges $39. At UNC, it costs $100. The state didn't answer my question about how much they pay for a test.
Having COVID is way more expensive than testing. People need to get vaccinated in order to make sure that this doesn't happen in the future. And if testing is going to be a stepping stone to making sure that happens, then I'm all for that.
I went to NC State economics professor Dr. Michael Walden for insight. He calls the increase in cases concerning.
From an economic point of view, this is worrisome.
He reminded me of the COVID-19 relief funds.
The federal government did allocate a lot of money. And so, for example, when something like the testing cost comes up, there's money out there.
It is important to note we don't know the specifics of either of these policies, either the state or how it will work at the federal government. That's another part of this. We don't know how often these workers will be required to be tested, or if they'll have to do it on their own, or if they'll have testing at work. So it's a lot of uncertainty at this point. For the state level, I'm told that they will have a policy out by August 13th. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
All right, Amy, thanks so much. Governor Cooper is also urging everyone, vaccinated or unvaccinated, to mask up again. That comes just days after the CDC updated its mask guidance. So, citing unpublished data, the CDC says when infected with the Delta variant, vaccinated and unvaccinated people have the same amount of virus particles in their nose. It is why they believe vaccinated people can spread COVID-19. Now, past studies have shown masking not only protects you, but it protects everyone around you. Multi-layered fitted masks are the most effective. UNC physician Erica Pettigrew tells us that slowing those infections with masks could also slow the virus from mutating further.
But I worry that if we continue to have lots and lots of people that go unvaccinated, we're going to end up with a variant that figures out possibly even how to get around masks.
Now, we have done a lot of stories on the most effective masks you can wear. If you want to find out which ones work the best for you, just scan this QR code that you're looking at right here. That will take you directly to the story on CBS17.com. All right, GalaxyCon organizers tell us they have 40,000 masks right now ready and waiting for anyone that wants one this weekend when they attend.
That's right. About 25,000 people are expected this weekend, and it's the biggest event at the Raleigh Convention Center since the pandemic started. Despite Governor Cooper urging people to wear masks, the convention is still sticking with its original plan of not mandating one, but highly encouraging them. One man who's attending with his fiance says they're still wearing a mask even though they've been vaccinated.
A real good sense of community and like a real good sense of unity that you don't get a lot of other places. With the big numbers that are here, obviously it's a concern. And I mean, I'm fully vaccinated, but at the same flip of the coin, I know that not everybody here will be.
I'll show you. And GalaxyCon continues all weekend. So now I'd like to hear from you. Will you go back to wearing a mask indoors?
We put that question up during our earlier newscast. Tonight, the vote is really close. 51% say no, they will not wear a mask. And of course, 49% say they will. If you'd like to vote, give us your 2 cents. You can do that.
Yep, just go to the CBS 17 News app, click on the menu in the upper left corner, then just click CBS 17 Votes.
I know a lot of us thought we were almost done with COVID-19.
But now it looks like it'll be sticking around for a long time. Coming up, why health officials say it could be too late to get rid of this virus.
All right, it's now 11:13 at night, and we still have a few places that have heat index numbers in the 90s, and it's going to be just as hot, maybe hotter tomorrow. I'll talk about the heat advisory, what it's going to feel like on Friday, and why next week is going to be so much cooler. I'll show you the 10-day in less than 10 minutes.